Imagine this. A 28-year-old woman visits her doctor. She has been feeling low for 3 weeks. Tired, disconnected, unable to enjoy things she used to love. 15 minutes later, she walks out with a prescription. No therapy referral, no lifestyle discussion, no follow-up appointment, just a pill. Now here is the question no one wants to ask out loud. Was that the right decision? Or are we slowly confusing medicating people with actually healing them? This debate has now reached the highest levels of government. It is a conversation every one of us deserves to hear. Mental health conditions are real. Depression is real. Anxiety is real. PTSD is real. The suffering that comes with them is absolutely real. And for millions of people around the world, psychiatric medications have been genuinely life-changing. They have helped people get out of bed, return to their families, rebuild careers, and in many cases, they have saved lives. This video is not here to tell you that medication is wrong. It is here to ask a more honest and more important question: are we using it wisely? Let us first understand what we are talking about. Psychiatric medications, particularly antidepressants, are prescribed to help people manage conditions like depression, anxiety, OCD, PTSD, and panic disorders. The most commonly prescribed type is called SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. In simple terms, they work by helping the brain maintain healthier levels of serotonin, a chemical closely connected to mood, sleep, and emotional balance. They do not change your personality. They do not make you numb. When prescribed correctly and monitored properly, they can genuinely restore a person's ability to function. So why is there a growing global debate about them? In the United States alone, over 37 million people are currently taking antidepressants. In the United Kingdom, antidepressant prescriptions have more than doubled in the last decade. In many countries, they are now among the most commonly prescribed medications of any kind. And here is where the conversation becomes uncomfortable. Research suggests that a significant number of people who are prescribed antidepressants remain on them for years. Not because their doctor reviewed their case and decided it was necessary, but simply because no one reviewed it at all. They were started on medication during a crisis. The crisis passed, but the prescription did not in recent years. This debate has moved beyond medical journals and into the halls of government. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., known widely as RFK Jr., is an American politician and attorney who was appointed as the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services in 2025. He comes from one of America's most prominent political families, nephew of President John F. Kennedy and son of Senator Robert F. Kennedy. And he has made the overuse of psychiatric medications one of the central concerns of his public health agenda. It is important to say clearly that RFK Jr. is a controversial figure. He has previously made claims about vaccines and medicine that have been strongly disputed by the scientific community. His views are not universally accepted, and they should not be taken as medical guidance, but his position on SSRIs and antidepressants has opened a public conversation that many medical professionals themselves have been quietly having for years, and that conversation deserves to be heard. So what exactly does RFK Jr. argue? His core concern is this: that antidepressants and psychiatric medications are being prescribed too quickly, too broadly, and without enough focus on therapy, nutrition, lifestyle, and long-term monitoring. He has raised questions about whether the chemical imbalance theory, the idea that depression is primarily caused by low serotonin, is as scientifically settled as it has been presented to the public, and he has pointed to research suggesting that a significant number of people on antidepressants may not experience meaningful benefit beyond placebo for mild to moderate depression. He has also expressed concern about the long-term effects of these medications, including dependency withdrawal symptoms and the difficulty many patients face when trying to come off them. His position, in summary, is not that these medications should be banned. It is that they should be prescribed more carefully, monitored more consistently, and always offered alongside and not instead of other forms of treatment and support. Whether you agree with RFK Jr. or not, these are questions the medical world itself is actively debating. Now let us hear the other side. The majority of psychiatrists, psychologists, and mental health researchers strongly push back against RFK Jr.'s framing. Their concerns are serious and must be taken equally seriously. First, they argue that antidepressants have decades of clinical evidence behind them for moderate to severe depression. The evidence of their effectiveness is substantial. Second, they warn that public figures raising doubts about psychiatric medication can have real and dangerous consequences. People who genuinely need these medications may stop taking them or feel too ashamed or doubtful to start, and that decision can cost lives. Third, they point out that the chemical imbalance theory, while an oversimplification, does not undermine the clinical effectiveness of medications that work through serotonin pathways. We do not fully understand how paracetamol reduces fever, but we do not stop prescribing it. And fourth, many psychiatrists agree that overprescription is a real problem, but they argue the solution is better. Systems, more funding for therapy, and longer appointments, not less trust in medication. Both sides of this debate are motivated by a desire to help people. The disagreement is about how let us be honest about what the real issue is. The problem is not that antidepressants exist. The problem is not that doctors prescribe them. And the problem is not that RFK Jr. is asking questions. The problem is a mental health system that in many parts of the world is overwhelmed, underfunded, and understaffed. A system where a doctor may have 10 to 15 minutes with a patient, where therapy waiting lists stretch for months, where follow-up appointments are rare, and where a prescription is sometimes the only tool a doctor has time to offer. In that context, overprescription is not a personal failure. It is a systemic one, and that is a conversation worth having loudly, honestly, without shame. So what does responsible mental health care actually look like? It looks like a doctor who listens. Not just for 15 minutes, but across multiple appointments. It looks like medication being offered alongside therapy, and not instead of it. It looks like regular reviews, honest conversations about side effects, clear plan for what comes next. It looks like a patient who is informed, who understands what they are taking, why they are taking it, and what the path forward looks like. And it looks like a society that treats mental health with the same seriousness, funding, and respect it gives to physical health, because a struggling mind deserves the same care as a broken bone. No more. No less if you or someone you love is currently on psychiatric medication. Here are 3 honest things worth knowing. First, never. Stop medication suddenly without speaking to your doctor. Stopping abruptly can cause serious withdrawal effects. Any changes must be done gradually and under professional supervision. Second, you have the right to ask questions. Ask your doctor why this medication was recommended. Ask how long you are expected to take it. Ask what other options exist alongside it. A good doctor will welcome those questions. Third, medication alone is rarely enough. Wherever possible, seek therapy alongside your medication. Work on sleep, movement, connection, community. These are not optional extras. They are part of the treatment. You deserve a complete plan, not just a prescription. I want to end with this. Whether you agree with RFK Jr. or you stand firmly with the medical establishment, there is one thing: both sides share a belief that people who are suffering deserve better than they are currently getting. Medication has saved lives and a broken system has failed lives. Both of these things are true at the same time. The woman who walked out of that clinic with a 15-minute prescription and no follow-up plan, she deserved better, not less medication necessarily, but more care, more time, more humanity. Because healing the mind has never been and will never be just about a pill. It is about being truly seen, truly heard, and truly supported. And every person struggling with their mental health deserves exactly that. If this video made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear this conversation. And tell me in the comments, do you think RFK Jr. raises valid concerns, or do you believe this debate puts vulnerable people at risk? Both views are welcome here. This is a safe space for honest conversation. I read every comment. Subscribe for more content that takes mental health seriously, because you deserve honest conversations, not easy answers. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Never stop or change psychiatric medication without consulting your doctor. If you are struggling, please reach out to a qualified mental health professional or crisis service in your country.